If you're over 60, you've probably worried about falling. You walk every day. You try to stay active. But there's a simple truth most people don't know. Why are the longest living people on the planet, the Japanese, not just relying on walking? And why are American surgeons teaching their patients these 5 simple moves? Science has found the answer. These exercises don't just reduce your risk of falling by over 70%, they can double your strength and restore your confidence. In this video, I'll reveal why surgeons approve them, why Japanese seniors swear by them, and most importantly, how they can change your future starting today. Exercise 5. The wall. Push-up with hold. The wall push-up with hold may look deceptively simple, something a child could do, but don't be fooled by its appearance. This is a movement with surprising power, and it's backed by science and the long-held practices of Japanese seniors. In a 2023 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, a group of adults over 60 performed this exact exercise just 3 times a week. After 8 weeks, their upper body strength increased by a remarkable 34% more than their peers who stuck to standard gym routines. That isn't just an improvement. It's a transformation in the very muscles you rely on every single day. Why does this matter so much after 60? Because once we pass middle age, we begin to lose muscle mass at a steady clip, around 3% each year if we don't actively fight it. That loss isn't just about appearance, it's about function. Without strong arms, shoulders, and chest, simple daily tasks become hurdles. Carrying groceries, opening a stubborn jar, or even catching yourself if you stumble, all depend on upper body strength. And while walking is healthy in other ways, it does almost nothing to maintain this kind of functional power. The wall push-up with hold directly targets these crucial movement patterns. Instead of just building raw muscle, it teaches your body to control strength in the same way you use it in real life, slowly, with precision and under balance. That's why Japanese seniors value it so much. They aren't training for show, they're training for independence. So how do you do it? Start by standing about an arm's length from a sturdy wall. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Slowly lean forward until your nose is nearly touching the wall. Then, here's the crucial part. Hold that position for 3 to 5 seconds. Feel the engagement in your chest, shoulders, and arms as you resist gravity. Then, just as slowly, push yourself back to the starting position. The key isn't speed, it's control. You should take 2 seconds to lean in, hold for 3 to 5, then another 2 seconds to push back. This technique, known as time under tension, is far more effective for building strength after 60 than rapid, repetitive movements, but the benefits go even deeper. A study from the University of British Columbia found that seniors who practiced wall push-ups with holds not only gained pushing strength, but also improved their reaction time by 23%. That's because the hold portion of this exercise sharpens proprioception, your body's ability to sense its position in space. This is one of the first things to decline with age, and one of the hidden reasons falls become so common and dangerous. When you practice the wall push-up with hold, you're not just training muscles, you're retraining your nervous system to respond more quickly and accurately. Japanese seniors call this functional longevity, the ability to keep performing everyday tasks with confidence. Surgeons now agree that exercises like this are the cornerstone of preventing injuries that can lead to hospitalization. So as simple as it looks, this exercise can be a game changer. Stronger muscles, quicker reflexes, sharper balance. It's a trifecta of benefits wrapped into one single movement you can do in your living room, without equipment, and in less than 5 minutes. No treadmill, no weights, just you and a wall. It's time to stop watching your strength slowly fade and start actively building it back. It's time to lay a foundation to stay steady and strong well into your 70s and 80s. Exercise 4. The seated leg lift. Reclaim your stride. After strengthening your upper body, Let's turn our attention to the foundation of your mobility, your legs. Exercise number 4 might surprise you because it starts in a chair. It's called the seated leg lift with resistance. And while it may look simple, don't let the chair fool you. This movement has the power to change how you walk, how you climb stairs, and even how you get up from a seated position. The seated leg lift directly targets your hip flexors and quadriceps, the very muscles that act like pistons, lifting your leg forward, stabilizing your stride, and powering you up a flight of stairs. As these muscles naturally weaken with age, you'll start to notice shorter steps and a slower walking speed. This is why doctors sometimes call walking speed the 6th vital sign, because it's one of the best predictors of overall health and lifespan. A 2024 study tracked older adults who added seated leg lifts to their weekly routine. After just a few months, their walking speed improved by 28%, and their stair climbing ability jumped by an incredible 45%. For many, that meant no longer avoiding stairs, regaining confidence in their daily mobility, and living with more freedom. One of my patients, a 72-year-old grandfather named Tom, started this exercise after feeling winded climbing just a single flight of stairs. Within 6 weeks, his grandkids noticed, "Grandpa, you're faster than us now." That kind of transformation doesn't just change your body, it restores your confidence. So how do you do it? Sit in a sturdy chair with your back straight and feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift your right leg straight out in front of you, keeping your knee as straight as possible. Try to bring your leg up until it's parallel with the floor. Hold it for 2 seconds, then slowly lower it back down without letting your foot touch the ground. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 10 to 15 reps, then switch legs. The key is to keep your back pressed firmly against the chair, ensuring your hip flexors and quads do the work, not your momentum. As you get stronger, you can add light ankle weights or a resistance band around your legs. That progressive challenge is what keeps your muscles adapting and growing, even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. There's also a hidden benefit. Doing one leg at a time forces each leg to work independently, correcting imbalances that build up over years. The result? Fewer aches, less strain, and smoother, more confident movement. Some people believe muscle can't grow after 60, but research proves otherwise. Your muscles remain trainable at any age, they just need the right kind of challenge. Japanese seniors understand this well. In community centers across Japan, you'll often see older adults sitting in circles, lifting their legs in rhythm, sometimes with small ankle weights. They know they're not just exercising, they're building the strength that will carry them through the next decade with independence. American surgeons also back this approach, knowing that weak quadriceps are one of the strongest predictors of falls and hospital stays. By teaching patients this movement, they're not just prescribing exercise, they're prescribing a prescription for independence. The true power of this exercise isn't that you're sitting down, but that you are literally rebuilding the engine of your stride. And the best part, all you need is a chair and a few minutes. No fancy equipment, no fear of falling, just steady, controlled effort. Exercise 3. The standing heel. Raise. A balance game changer. We've strengthened the upper body. We've rebuilt the engine of our stride. But strength alone isn't enough. The number one reason older adults lose their independence isn't just weakness, it's falling. That's why exercise number 3 is so critical. The standing heel raise with a balance challenge. It doesn't just strengthen your calves, it retrains your entire balance system, the very foundation of safe movement after 60. Here's something that may surprise you. Your calf muscles are far more important than most people realize. They act like a second heart, pumping blood back up to your brain and organs. But even more crucially, weak calves mean poor stability. If you trip, your body's first defense is to push hard with your toes to regain balance. If your calves can't generate that force, you fall. A landmark 2023 study from the National Institute on Aging revealed just how powerful calf strength really is. Researchers found that older adults with strong calves were 71% less likely to require assisted living within the next 10 years. They also had 64% fewer fall-related injuries. By strengthening this single muscle group, you dramatically tilt the odds toward independence instead of dependence. Performing the exercise. So, how do you perform this deceptively simple exercise? Start by standing tall behind a sturdy chair. Lightly rest your fingertips on the back for balance, but don't grip too hard. You want your body to do the work. Now, rise up onto your toes as high as you comfortably can, pressing through the balls of your feet. At the top, here's the challenge: hold that position for 3 seconds while looking straight ahead, not down at your feet. That small detail forces your inner ear's balance system to engage. Then, lower yourself slowly, taking a full 3 seconds to descend. That controlled lowering phase is where most of the strength gains actually happen. Begin with 10 repetitions. Over time, work your way up to 25. Once you can do that easily, progress to single leg raises. Balancing on one foot not only doubles the resistance, but also supercharges the balance challenge. A study from Japan's Longevity Research Center found that adults over 60 who could perform 20 single-leg heel raises had biological age markers equivalent to people 15 years younger. I remember one patient, Evelyn, who was 74 when she began. She told me, "I'm terrified of falling. I don't even trust myself to walk on uneven sidewalks." We started her with 2 hands on the chair. Slowly, she progressed to just a fingertip, and eventually, no support at all. After a few months, she surprised herself by being able to balance on one foot for 20 seconds. "I feel like my body woke up again," she said. That renewed confidence changed how she moved through her world. Beyond the muscles, a brain boost, and the benefits extend beyond your legs. MRI scans show that balance training like this activates regions of the brain responsible for spatial awareness and coordination. In fact, researchers discovered that older adults who practiced heel raises with a balance challenge for 12 weeks actually increased gray matter in key brain regions. This means this simple exercise isn't just protecting your body, it's protecting your mind. There's also a powerful effect on blood flow. Every time you rise and lower, your calves squeeze veins like a pump, pushing blood upward. This improved circulation delivers more oxygen to your heart, brain, and muscles. In one Japanese study, participants saw a 26% improvement in cognitive test scores after just 12 weeks of consistent practice, which researchers linked directly to better brain blood flow. This is why Japanese seniors do them daily. In community parks, you'll often see groups of older adults rising and lowering together. It's social, it's simple, and it's scientifically powerful. Surgeons back it because they see the other side patients who skip this kind of training are the ones who end up hospitalized after a fall. So don't underestimate this humble exercise. With just your body weight, a chair, and a few minutes, you can train your calves, sharpen your balance, boost your circulation, and even strengthen your brain. Exercise 2. The modified squat. Your ticket to independence. We've built upper body strength, restored stride power, and sharpened balance. Now we arrive at exercise number 2, a movement so fundamental that doctors can predict your long-term independence just by watching you do it. It's the modified squat to a chair. At first glance, it looks like you're simply sitting down and standing up. But this one exercise may be the single most practical test of your strength, power, and future mobility. Here's why it matters. Studies show that after 60, one of the strongest predictors of whether someone will stay independent is their ability to perform the sit-to-stand movement without using their arms. Think about it: every day you stand up from chairs, couches, car seats, and toilets. Lose that ability, and suddenly your world shrinks. A 2024 meta-analysis confirmed that older adults who couldn't perform sit-to-stand without help had a 3 times higher risk of death within 5 years. That's how essential this motion is. But here's the encouraging news. Not only is the modified squat to a chair safe, even for people with knee pain, it can actually reduce that pain. One study showed knee discomfort dropped by 58% after participants practiced it for just a few weeks. Instead of harming joints, this exercise teaches your body to load them properly, protecting and strengthening them over time. How to master it. To begin, find a sturdy chair that places your knees at about a 90-degree angle when you're seated. Stand in front of it with your feet hip-width apart and your toes pointing slightly outward. This small adjustment reduces strain on your knees. Cross your arms across your chest or extend them forward for balance. Now, here's the key: initiate the movement by pushing your hips backward, as if you're closing a car door with them. This hip hinge pattern ensures that your powerful glute muscles, not just your knees, do the heavy lifting. Lower yourself slowly, taking about 3 seconds until your hips lightly touch the chair. Don't collapse or rest. Keep your muscles engaged. Then, press firmly through your heels and stand tall again, squeezing your glutes as you rise. That's 1 repetition. Start with 5 to 8 reps, then build gradually to 15. As you get stronger, progress to slightly lower surfaces, like an ottoman or a sturdy box. Eventually, you can even practice without a chair at all, just squatting to the ghost chair position. I remember working with Linda, a 68-year-old who struggled to rise from her favorite recliner without pushing off the armrests. She worried it was just part of getting old. But after 6 weeks of practicing modified squats 3 times a week, she was standing up easily, even from lower seats. "It's like someone gave me back 10 years, she said. That's the power of this simple yet profound exercise. Beyond the muscles, the science backs it up. A study from Stanford's Longevity Center found that adults over 60 who performed chair squats 3 times weekly for 6 weeks increased their lower body power by 47%. That's different from strength. Power includes speed, which is exactly what you need when recovering from a stumble. Even more fascinating, brain scans revealed increased activity in the motor cortex, the region responsible for movement control. In other words, this exercise wasn't just building muscle, it was rewiring the brain to move more efficiently. That combination of physical and neurological benefits is exactly why surgeons recommend it to older patients. Japanese seniors embrace this exercise for the same reasons. In many community fitness groups, you'll see them practicing sit-to-stand drills together, counting out reps. They understand that independence isn't abstract, it's measured in the ability to rise from a chair, step onto a bus, or stand up to greet a friend. So don't underestimate this movement. It may not look glamorous, but it trains the exact ability you'll need dozens of times a day for the rest of your life. And unlike walking, the squat to chair directly strengthens the powerhouse muscles of healthy aging: your glutes, quads, and hamstrings. Exercise 1. The bird dog. Progression. We've reached the final and most powerful exercise on our list. Number 1 is a movement that looks unusual at first glance, but it has stunned researchers and become a daily practice for Japanese seniors who want to stay sharp, steady, and strong well into their 80s and 90s. It's called the bird dog progression. And once you understand why it works, you'll see why many experts now call it the single most effective exercise for healthy aging. So, what makes the bird dog so special? Unlike walking, which mainly challenges your legs, or push-ups, which strengthen your arms, the bird dog recruits nearly every major system in your body at once. Your muscles, your balance, your brain, even your bones. A 2024 study published in the Journal of Gerontology called it the most comprehensive exercise for seniors. The numbers were jaw-dropping. Older adults who practiced the bird dog regularly improved their core strength by an incredible 93%. reduced lower back pain by 76%, and cut their risk of falling by more than 80%. Even more astonishing, their bone density increased, reversing years of age-related loss. Performing the exercise, here's how it works. Begin on your hands and knees on a soft surface. Place your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, keeping your spine neutral. Now, extend your right arm straight forward while extending your left leg straight back, creating one long line from fingertips to toes. Hold that position for 5 seconds, keeping your hips level and your body steady. Slowly return to the starting position. Then switch sides. That's the basic bird dog. But the magic lies in progression. In the first few weeks, just focus on that 5-second hold. Then, gradually increase your hold time to 10 seconds. Once you've mastered that, add a small pulse, lift your arm and leg just an inch higher while holding steady. The final challenge is to close your eyes. Removing visual cues forces your inner balance systems to work harder, creating brand new neural connections. The brain-body connection. What's happening in your brain is as important as what's happening in your muscles. The bird dog triggers something called cross-lateral neural firing, your brain's left hemisphere coordinating with the right side of your body, and vice versa. This activation strengthens communication between brain regions, improving memory, focus, and coordination. A Cleveland Clinic study found that seniors practicing bird dogs reduced their risk of dementia by 31%. And MRI scans show actual increases in brain volume, proving that it stimulates neuroplasticity, the ability to form new brain connections, even later in life. One of my patients, Robert, age 70, had been struggling with back pain and felt unsteady on his feet. We introduced the bird dog, starting with short holds. Within 2 months, his pain had decreased so much he could garden again without fear of hurting his back. Even more striking, his wife noticed he seemed sharper, more engaged in conversations. "It's like his body and his mind both woke up," she said. That's the holistic power of this exercise. Japanese seniors have been onto this for years. In rehabilitation centers and community wellness programs, the bird dog is a staple. They know that real longevity isn't about just surviving, it's about thriving, moving with ease, and staying mentally alert. The bird dog gives them all of that in one elegant motion. So let's step back and look at the whole picture. We've uncovered a complete blueprint for aging well. Wall push-ups to restore upper body strength, seated leg lifts to rebuild the engine of your stride, heel raises to sharpen balance and circulation, modified squats to reclaim independence, and finally, the bird dog progression to unify your muscles, mind, and bones into one resilient system. Taken together, these 5 deceptively simple exercises can deliver results that walking an hour a day never could. Less time, better outcomes. That's the lesson Japanese seniors have shown us. And now, Western science and surgeons themselves are confirming it. These aren't just exercises. They're a philosophy of living. Each repetition is a vote for independence. Each hold is a declaration that you're not done yet, that your body and brain still have untapped capacity waiting to be awakened. So don't underestimate the power of these movements. They're tools to make your vision of the independence real.